The Tommy Campbell Show. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and I'll be getting into Donald Trump's illegal tariff plan imploding in his pants like one of his hot diapers while he gets a hilarious new nickname, Taco Trump. But he sure isn't laughing and points to CNBC's Megan Casella for going full Chipotle on Trump. But first, Fox and Friends finds out that if they're going to have Dan Bongino on the show, they better bring umbrellas because it was pouring MAGA tears.
I mean, I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this, and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment. But I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., you know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You're straightening out the FBI. You're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
I got one more thing.
This guy gave up a cushy media job to be the deputy director of the FBI, and apparently he's not even trying to do that. Just spends his day staring at four walls and complaining about having to share the space with Kash Patel. Come on, it's not like the elf on the shelf takes up that much room. Dan makes me think of Vito Spatafore on The Sopranos when he went into hiding and lasted half a day on a construction site and drove back to Jersey because he'd rather die than put in a day's work. Welcome to the real world, Dan. Whether you're driving a truck, swinging a hammer, chopping vegetables, or hammering the keyboard, people work. I make this show on my own. I research, write, perform, film, edit, do the graphics, everything. And in between that, I squeeze in auditions, stand up, and cook for the family. It's life. These people are so weak, yet we're the ones they try and label as the snowflakes. Subscribe.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out.
I love that he didn't get it at first because he's dementia Donnie and went with, I kick out. This is a compliment, right?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till June 9. Till June 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th.
Yeah, until you move the goalpost again. I like that he said Janai the first go, struggling with the months, while Judge Janine struggling to keep it together as she takes in Trump's stupid and his funk, while he digs further, deeper, just admitting. And then I chickened out, and then I chickened out, and then I chickened out. I made this show without any sponsors thanks to your tips, channel memberships, and merch. Please throw me what you can to keep this show going.
You call that chickening out? Because we have $14 trillion now invested, committed to investing when Biden didn't have practically anything. This country was dying. You know, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. I went to Saudi Arabia. The king told me. He said, you got the hottest He said, you got the hottest we have the hottest country in the world right now.
Okay, I'm glad he corrected himself on that Peter North explosion. The hottest country? Who is this guy trying to appeal to? It's like he's promoting Studio 54. It's also weird that he's going on about Saudi Arabia vouching for this hot country. Like, how many times in your life have you been considering a film, an album, or an outfit and thought, well, the Saudis are saying this is really hot. I gotta have it. Ridiculous. He's just in bed with them in golf, crypto, and property.
6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation. You set a number. And if you go down, you know, if I set a number at a ridiculous high number and I go down a little bit, you know, a little bit, they want me to hold that number, 145% tariff. Even I said, man, that really got up. You know how it got? Because of fentanyl and many other things, and you added it up. I said, where are we now? We're at 145%. I said, whoa, that's high. That's high. They were doing no business whatsoever, and they were having a lot of problems. We were very nice to China. I don't know if they're going to be nice to us, but we were very nice to China. And in many ways, I think we really helped China tremendously because, you know, they were having great difficulty because we were basically going cold turkey with China. We were doing no business because of the tariff, because it was so high. But I knew that. But don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. Go ahead. To me, that's the nastiest question.
Taco Trump calls a reporter or a question nasty, it means they've done their job. I mean, she simply presented the fact that multiple outlets are calling him this because he always chickens out. Gave him an opportunity to defend himself, and here he is again trying to blame fentanyl and blabbing about China when his trade wars led to empty ports resulting in mass layoffs. So much winning. From the get-go, world leaders, including then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, said Donnie Toodle's tariffs were illegal. Not in that exact wording, but yes, he did call him Donald. A recent ruling by the U.S. Court of International Trade found that President Donald Trump's global tariffs imposed on April 2nd, 2025 were unlawful. The court determined that Trump exceeded his authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act when he marked trade imbalances as a threat to national security and the economy and used emergency powers to impose tariffs, including those on China, Mexico, and Canada, for their roles in the illicit fentanyl trade. Here's the thing. The White House plans to appeal the decision, which may ultimately reach the Supreme Court, and if the decision stands, Trump will have to issue refunds, sending back the tariff money to all the nations involved. We are talking billions, 3.5 to China alone. It would be the greatest refund in history.
So we're going to run 90 deals in 90 days is possible. The boss is going to be the chief negotiator. Nothing's done without him looking very carefully at it. He has such a fine attention to detail.
90 deals in 90 days. Age like milk, Navarro. I guess we shouldn't be shocked that the Green Bay sweep former inmate didn't nail that one. Go back to making toilet wine, Peter. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he welcomes the decision and notes that Canada must continue to diversify its trade relations, and that's exactly what Canada and every country has been doing. You can't kick someone out and then expect them not to try and join a different club. Tourism is down across America, and this trend is likely to continue through summer as many book their travel plans in advance. Tariffs or not, Trump tried to bully the world, and they just aren't having it. America first just leads to America alone. Prime Minister Carney aims for Canada to join Rearm Europe, a European defense rearmament plan by July 1st. This move aims to reduce Canada's reliance on the U.S. for weapons and munitions. And while Charles was visiting, you still had these MAGA weirdos there. Japan and China are luring foreign students after Trump's battles with Harvard, and I think his press secretary struggles with education as much as the fake university guy.
And the president is more interested in giving that taxpayer money to trade schools, in programs, in state schools, where they are promoting American values, but most importantly, educating the next generation based on skills that we need in our economy and our society. Apprenticeships, electricians, plumbers. We need more of those in our country and less LGBTQ graduate majors from Harvard University. And that's what this administration's position is.
Okay, you'd think she'd be able to pronounce the show that her diapered boss hosted. Also, all those occupations she listed are people that Trump has stiffed in the past. Now, trades are the best bet going. AI is not going to replace a sheet metal worker, a chef, or a plumber. Those are fantastic things to invest in, to be going into. But it's really telling that she's pivoting to using this as an opportunity to attack the LGBTQ community. Harvard University offers a diverse range of academic programs, the most popular being social sciences, biological and biomedical sciences, mathematics and statistics, computer and information sciences, and history. Alex here, still in the bunker with Marjorie again. Good dude. Well, it has been quite the week for the Patriots attending Trump's Ponzi scheme crypto summit. I like it. The guy's reinvented investing. You need something done, you buy his digital trash, and he'll hook you up with all the bottom feeders that have no money because of Sleepy Joe, right? They're broke, but they managed to blow their paychecks to prop up the coin. It is a classic pump and dump, folks. Marjorie knows a lot about pumping and dumping. You ever seen her, like, in the gym? It's wild. It is. I told her she could go on one of those like ninja shows, but her Oompa Loompa headed guy in the dress side piece disagrees. I mean, this is the same fella that thought it would be intelligent to get Botox on his show. Dude got his face filled on live TV and not the old-fashioned way like Lauren Boebert down at the wood shack. No, I'm not making this up like I do about crisis actors, science, space, and frogs. This is real. Look at him go. I told you this is real. Why is this on television? Okay, where are you putting that? Oh my gosh. The only reason this man should be getting needles in his head is if they're trying to deflate that thing, all right? Bobby Kennedy, don't watch this video. Okay, it'd actually be fine with it. It's just like food poisoning in your head, and he ended the reporting of all that stuff. Eat your brainworm smash burgers, people. MTG's trying to cool down after getting into an Elon Musk AI chatbot, Grok. Because when queried about her Christian faith, she's deeply Christian, Grok stated that while MTG identifies as a Christian, her actions contradict Christian values. He actually went into multiple specifics, but my blonde meat swamp was like, yeah, no, this is left-wing fake news, and the judgment seat belongs to God. Belongs to God. Truthfully, I would love to be there on Judgment Day. I would, not just because of like all the endoskeletons with laser guns, like the prophecy coming true, but to witness my Mickey Rourke and the wrestler-headed beauty confronting her maker about all the problems, because like dude was asleep at the wheel when he made MTG. I mean, the evidence is all there. I mean, you think there's defects with what you can see? Just imagine the sleeper cell terror that goes beyond her empty lunchbox head and broken blender voice. I'm serious. Trump don't need a golden dome, okay? Save your billions. Just get like massive pictures, like stadium-sized pictures of MTG's feet and point those things at the sky. I mean, those are like mangled meat pinatas that are taking more hits than Don Jr. on a Saturday night. Toes should go big to small. Hers look like they all like a sliced up sausage from the sample tray at Costco. I'm taking one for my wife. Actually, I'm eating both around the corner. I lied. Between Marjorie's waffle iron accident skin, we were talking heels that are just an interconnected web of blisters and calluses and half-eaten hot dogs that make those bare feet as inviting as the Sarlacc pit. Because what is the rule, MTG?
The socks stay on.
The socks stay on.
Tommy Campbell, you blow. The lack of punctuation and capitalization is a breezy window into your tiny mind. MAGA tears. I caught your show a few years ago, and I didn't like you then, neither. Stop trying to funny. I love these hard right-wing geniuses that order their least favorite menu item and then complain about the taste. I guess I don't like salmon. MAGA tears. Do that, just spends his day staring at four walls and complains about having to share the space with Kash Patel. Come on, it's not like the elf on the shelf takes up that much room. I can't. That stool. Complains about having to share the space with Kash Patel. Come on, it's not like the elf on the shelf takes up that much room. This makes me think of the Resolute desk picture with Trump. Oh my gosh.
Broken blender voice. I'm serious. Trump don't need a golden bone. Just point. Bone? Did I say bone? Trump don't need a golden bone. Doesn't even like dogs. Where's Christy Nome? I mean, this is the same guy that thought it would be intelligent to get Botox on her show. Like, dude got his face filled on TV and not the old-fashioned way like Lauren Boebert.
The old-fashioned way. Trying to do that. Just spends his day staring at four walls and complaining about having to share the space with Kash Patel. Come on, it's not like the elf on the shelf. Look at him. He's like a little tiny munchkin. Hello. Okay.
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube, and I hope you subscribe.